Hi, Julia Watts here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we're going to have another look at the Sentimentally Yours Festive Collection for 2025, and we're going to be mixing it in with some older stamps and dies too. So we are going to be using the brand new Festive Foliage Paper Pack, which you will find over on my website juliawattscrafts.co.uk, and you'll also find it over at honeypotcrafts.co.uk too. Within this paper pack you've got 48 A4 sheets. There are 8 designs, so you've got 5 sheets of each one, which is great. You've got mixture of poinsettias and you've got some holly as well, which coordinate beautifully with the new poinsettia and holly dies that Phil has released in this new collection. So as you can see, you've got with the poinsettias, you've got some white backgrounds and you've got some more foliage green backgrounds, and you've got a little bit of fade in the corners as well. And then you've got the holly designs, and you've got predominantly white background, but then you've got brighter green on the holly on those two, and again you've got fades, and they are, as I said, 190 GSM, and they're perfect to use with the new cracker die, which hopefully I'll be able to show you at some point. So let's look at what we're going to be using. We are going to be using the new layered mini baubles from the Festive collection, and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 baubles on this. No, 6, 2, 4, 6, I can't count. 6 baubles and a total of 27 dies on this DL die set. So we are going to be making a 6x6 card. So I've got my card blank in inverted commas, so we've got 14.8 centimeters squared. Then we're going to use the Opulence squares from the Layered Differently collection. We did hint that these work perfectly with the Festive collection. So I've got the largest die cut from white card. I do like a white on white. Then I'm using one of the papers, one of the poinsettia papers, and you can see I've gutted this because we're making the most of it, and this is going to be a super quick card because we're looking at batch making here, and I've gutted with one of the other dies from the Opulence. So let's get these 2 layers here stuck together super quick, because we could add loads of embellishments, you know, some holly and some extra poinsettias. But I am looking at batch making for you on this one, and we've bunged up. Let's just unbung. In the warm weather we've been having, the glue does bung up a bit quicker if you don't use it for a couple of days. Come on. Oh. I think I've got a glob of glue that all I've done is move it down a bit and then it's bunged up again. Let's have a look. These things are sent to try us, aren't they? Let's try again. Here we go. Here we go. Don't want loads of glue. It is quite a good heavyweight paper, but it's not as thick as some cards, so you don't want too much glue. Obviously decide which way up you want to have it, because we've got the fade going on there. I might have the fade at the top, I think. Might change my mind in a minute. So those are those 2 layers. Let's pop those under here just to flatten them out a bit. Then I have got this largest die from the Opulence squares cut out of white card, and then the next size down I've cut out of the same backing paper, and you can see I've gutted that with one of the mini baubles, being very frugal here. So let's get these 2 pieces stuck together. Really simple. The dies do all of the work. And if you know where you're at and what you're doing, you can gut at the same time. I didn't know where I was going, so I actually had to gut on a second run through. But as I say, if you've got a plan, if you're doing your batch making, you know exactly what you're going to cut when and out of what. Let me have a look. Make sure they're pointing at the points. Okay. Looks a bit peculiar at the minute. In fact, that looks quite nice, doesn't it? Right, so that's that layer. And remember, from this piece, we gutted that. So we have, let's bring those pieces here. That's my gutted piece. So we've cut again out of the white card. I've cut that die out of the Opulence squares, and then this is the largest of the next one down. So we're just layering, and layering is very effective if you alternate between card and paper. So let's get this stuck together. Glue, it's over here, Julia. Definitely you can do these very, very quickly. And you can see that these point at that there. Let me pick it up and swivel it so I can point it in the right direction. Fabulous. Okay. So we're doing well with our layers. Then we have our bauble. Let's go back to our die set. So the bauble I have used is this one up here. So each bauble has 3 layers on it, hence the name of the layered mini baubles. And the middle size one has the piercing around the edges, so hence that matches really nicely with the layered differently. It's all really well thought out. Okay. So this is going to go in here, just like so. Point that down there. Try and get the borders to be even. There we go. We've also got a bauble topper, which I've elected to, oh, I've got a silver one somewhere. What did I do with the silver one? I did cut it out of silver as well, but it looks like I'm going to be using the white. Ugh, that's so annoying. Let me just check my bag, just in case it's in my bag. Yes, it is. Oh, that's a relief. Because our baubles do have, like, they don't normally have the same colour on the top, do they? So I did think, I have cut it out of the white, but I'm going to go for the silver. There's no other silver on my card. I'm going to go for the silver. Let's just put a little bit there. Tweezers. There we are. And dip it in there. Dab it off so we don't have too much glue. And we pop it on the top. And you have got, within this set, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 separate toppers. So I'm assuming that there's a different one for each bauble, but I mean, don't really know. Let's just clean that off. Then on here, I'm actually going to stamp a sentiment because I have one that fits. Let's put the top on the glue. Put that there so I don't lose it. Right. From this set here, which is the Enchanted Winter Sentiment and Extras, you've got Joy, and Joy just about fits on the inside of that bauble. Which makes me very happy. And need my ink. I'm not sure which colour we're going to go for. I was going to go for Spruce, but I can't put my hand on Spruce. I think, not sure whether strawberry is going to be the right colour or not. I've got a scrap of paper. There we go. I want to tone in with that. That might be nice actually, strawberry, or tulip red's going to be too bright. At the moment strawberry's winning. Oh, there's my spruce, that's what I wanted. So we're going to go back to the drawing board because I did get it out. If only I'd tidied my desk, then I'd be able to find things. There, so rewind that. Spruce, Versafine Clair. I'm just going to go for it and hope. I'm going to stand up though, probably not the camera where I look around it. Oh, perfect. Fabulous. Need to not smudge that now. I think it's wonderful that we can get little sentiments to go inside the bauble. Okay. Let's just leave that just to dry a minute or two, and we will move that out of the way and start stacking up. Because that's all it's about, is stacking up. So we want to stack this onto this. Do I want it that way or do I want it that way? I might want it that way. Let's do it that way. So we've got some double-sided tape, 2mm scissors. Obviously, if you want to post it, just do it flat. But you know, you'll end up having probably a large letter even if you stick a pearl on it anyway. I think we can afford to do a little bit of foam tape. I'm going to grab the old Pritt. And we decided on having the faded area at the bottom. Have it up here so I can see. Okay. And we'll have this section here. More foam tape. And put one along the middle. And then that one. Tiny little bit there. Obviously, if you're going to do batch making, you'll get through a lot of tape. Bit of print. You can obviously use the original layer differently if you want to. So we have the faded area at the bottom again. So we'll point this one at the top. Then we want this one. Just layer upon layer upon layer, that's what we're having. Trim just a fraction of that, just in case it pokes. Print. And again, I think that's more faded down there. And then we'll pop that pointing in there. The white really sets it off. It looks stunning with gold mirror card as well, I think. And this is going to go in the middle. Let's get this on here first. Oh, we need to put our bow on as well. I'm not going to have a bit of string on this one, we're just having a bow. That's going in there. Make sure it's pointing down. And we'll pop our bow on. I think we might not actually raise this. If we do, our bow will get caught. So we have the bow just in the centre of that bauble bit, like that. And then we can have that just in the centre there. Yeah, I'm just going to put this on flat. We'll dab off some of that glue on the string. So we don't lose too much. And then we'll pop that just in the centre. See if we can get those bows to stick. Because I know what happened at the studio, they'll get all snagged and then they'll look a mess, and we don't want that. So we're just going to finish this off just with a pearl in the centre. We might put pearls on those as well, I think we will. So we're going to put, a pearl on each corner. We'll do that first. Where's the white ones? There they are. And do we want, that's the question, do we want 5s or do we want 8s? That's the question. 8s will be quite large. I think we'll go 5s. Might need to just move those in a minute. Have a look. I think those are all right. And then we'll stick little ones just in here. See if I can get hold of any 3s. Must be some teeny tiny ones in here somewhere. Come on. Come on, where's the tinies? The tinies are down the bottom, they're hiding. Hopefully these don't fall off. Just to add a little bit of elegance to the proceedings. Two more. I've got my wrong glasses on, so I hope this is all straight. I only just realised they're the wrong ones. Right, there we go. I think that's all done. Really, I told you it was simple, super simple. I mean, like I say, you could add like some extra bits and pieces to it. Do we want a pearl in the middle of that bow? Let me have a look. Yeah, I think we do. Let's just add a little pearl to the centre of that bow. There we go. Sweet, 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 sweet. I love these little mini baubles. I think you're going to use these a heck of a lot. So there we are. There's our card, our 6x6 card, using products from the new collection from Sentimentally Yours. As I said, you'll find them over on my website, juliawattscrafts.co.uk, and you'll also find them over at honeypotcrafts.co.uk too. Do you like and subscribe on my YouTube channel, which is where you are now. There's lots and lots of videos, well over 150 videos with Sentimentally Yours products. And I do love to read your comments. Do watch out for some more videos. Thank you for watching.